Now at 5, authorities in southwest Missouri released the names of 2 people killed in what appears to be a murder-suicide. Plus, how a Missouri Southern student organization is teaming up with KOAM's Toy Box campaign.
President Biden and French President Emmanuel Macron say they're aligned on nearly every issue. I'm Skyler Henry at the White House with their Day of Diplomacy.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities investigating 2 shooting deaths in southwest Missouri say it looks like a case of murder-suicide. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The deaths were discovered in Lawrence County, west of Miller, Missouri, Monday afternoon, but the Sheriff's Department released the findings and the names just today. Officers went to the home this week after receiving a call that a person had not been heard from since before Thanksgiving. Inside, they found the body of 55-year-old Caleb Kingsley of Miller. Investigators say he had been shot in the head while asleep in bed. They also found the body of 43-year-old Linda Kennedy of Chitopa, Kansas. The Sheriff's Office says she died of a self-inflicted gunshot. Investigators say the 2 knew each other and there is no threat to the community. Some college students are helping to make Christmas a little bit brighter for some local kids. Missouri Southern's Accounting Club has partnered with KOAM's Toy Box year after year to help children in our area have a brighter Christmas morning. They collect toys on campus that are donated from MSSU students and staff. These students are learning they can make a difference in children's lives.
I think it's important for them to know that not everybody has the same opportunities that they have had, that maybe they're more blessed than some other kids, and that they can actually make a difference in somebody else's life.
You can contribute a toy or make a monetary donation to the Toy Box Project. Just go to our website at koamnewsnow.com/toybox. The Bissell Pet Foundation is bringing some holiday hope to shelter pets in Joplin. The foundation's a national animal welfare organization dedicated to ending pet homelessness. The Joplin Humane Society joined more than 275 shelters participating in the Empty the Shelters Holiday Hope event. As part of that event, they're offering $25 adoption fees for cats, dogs, kittens, and puppies.
I think with lowering the adoption prices kind of helps encourage those who might be on a little bit more of a budget, but are wanting to bring an animal or a pet into their home for companionship.
The Joplin Humane Society began participating today, and the event is going to end on the 11th. For information on how to adopt, just download the KOAM News Now app. Let's check in with Doug for our first look at the weather.
Well, of course, a lot of clouds for us today, but a little bit warmer than what we did see yesterday. Most of us kind of 50 to 51 degrees for afternoon highs, and that's pretty much where we are sitting right now. Now, the winds have been increasing across the region. Look at these picking up throughout the day. So we have south winds kind of in that 10 to 20 mile per hour range, but we're getting gusts 25, 30, upwards of 35 miles per hour at times. And we can just call this breezy because tomorrow it gets windy across the area. A lot of clouds, and then we're going to have mostly cloudy skies sticking around tonight. You can see a little bit of moisture starting to develop northern parts of Texas into southern parts of Oklahoma. Through the evening, we kind of hold into the mid-40s, overnight low of 43 degrees. Big changes for us tomorrow. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
In a few. President Biden is hosting the French President Emmanuel Macron for talks at the White House, followed by a state dinner this evening. The war in Ukraine tops the agenda, but the leaders are also discussing climate change and trade between the U.S. and France. Reporter Skyler Henry is at the White House.
President Biden welcomed French President Emmanuel Macron for a state visit filled with pageantry and talks focusing on pressing global issues. At a Thursday afternoon news conference, the 2 leaders said they remain united with other Western allies against Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
We're going to stand together against this brutality. And we'll continue the strong support for the Ukrainian people as they defend their homes and their families and their nurseries, their hospitals.
We will never urge the Ukrainians to make a compromise which will not be acceptable for them. They are so brave, and they defend precisely their lives, their nation, and our principles.
President Biden said he would be willing to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin only if Putin expresses a desire to end the devastating war. Mr. Biden and Macron also addressed economic differences as they tackle climate change.
We agreed to discuss practical steps to coordinate and align our approaches so that we can strengthen and secure the supply chains, manufacturing, and innovation on both sides of the Atlantic.
Macron and some European officials have expressed objections over subsidies for American-made climate technology in the Inflation Reduction Act.
The United States and Europe share the goal of making bold investments in clean energy.
President Biden said there are some glitches and adjustments that can be made in light of European concerns. The Biden White House will host its first state dinner to cap off this day of diplomacy. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
In a joint statement following today's discussions, President Biden and President Macron said the U.S. and France will, quote, continue to coordinate our concerns regarding China's challenge to the rules-based international order, including respect for human rights, and to work together with China on important global issues like climate change. Some of China's largest cities are easing COVID restrictions while police watch for any new protests. Thousands of people blasted the government's COVID policies over the weekend in China's largest public demonstrations in decades. The government might now be trying to diffuse public anger and prevent a larger outbreak of protests. Still ahead, worrying about affording the holidays.
'Tis the season for holiday stress. I'm Jared Hill with the findings of a new poll and how you can relieve some of those worries.
And next in Health Watch, how some new technology is helping speed up the recovery of joint replacements.
My favorite time of year is finally here. Toyotathon is on. Who's crafty?
Get 3.49% APR for 48 months on 10 of Toyota's.
Topping today's Health Watch, a computer-based program in driving simulator training might help teens with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder keep their eyes on the road when they're behind the wheel. Researchers at Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center found teens who took the training had a nearly 40% lower risk for crash or near crash. Before you raise a glass, you should know research from the National Cancer Institute shows more than 50% of Americans are not aware of the links between alcohol consumption and cancer risk. Alcohol is associated with 7 types of cancer, including breast, mouth, and colon, and contributed to more than 75,000 cases and 19,000 deaths between 2013 and 2016. Almost 1.7 million people will undergo a knee or hip replacement this year. Recovery is quicker than ever before. And now new technology is allowing patients and their doctors to track their progress without coming into the office.
In the summer, I do biking, a little bit of swimming, a lot of hiking and walking, and some golf.
But it was Denise Earhart's job that caused her to live in unbearable pain.
I was a nurse in the hospital setting for 40 years, so my knees took a lot of wear and tear.
After living in pain for 2 years, Denise opted for a total knee replacement.
The whites, the metal, the plastic pieces.
Orthopedic surgeon Jeffrey DeClaire performed the procedure and offered a unique way to track her progress through her Apple Watch,
which will track step counts, stride length, heart rate, and a variety of other data points that we don't normally track as a surgeon.
Dr. DeClaire is one of the first to use the My Mobility app, a remote patient monitoring method to give him real data on what his patients are and are not doing.
We can send text messages, photos, video. We track this data daily, real time, which we can intervene at any point to see how a patient is progressing.
So many times it's hard to get a hold of the person you really want to talk to. And to get that rapid response back was incredible.
Denise believes it helped her recover faster, and
it's great now. I have no pain when I walk.
She's now ready to get back to doing all the things she loves. Doctors say the benefits of the program include improved patient satisfaction and possible savings, since patients don't need to participate in traditional physical therapy programs. In addition, data collected will help researchers determine the types of patients who benefited from at-home rehabilitation guided by advanced technology. That app is free to patients who had knee or hip replacement from physicians who use it. The Food and Drug Administration says it's shifting its blood donation policy away from blanket assessments toward individual risk-based donor screening. In a statement, the agency specifically mentioned risk-based screening for HIV. And today marks World AIDS Day. Government data show about 1.2 million people here in the U.S. have HIV. 13% don't know it. CDC estimates indicate new HIV infections declined from 2015 to 2019. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, the Supreme Court makes a temporary decision on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan.
Plus, we're back to the wind. The winds are really going to increase for us tomorrow. We're going to look at that coming up.
Give to Loving Grace for Giving Tuesday, November 29th to the end of the year. Donate at lovinggrace.org.
Firefighters put themselves in danger.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a cloudy day for us today, but a warmer day and a breezy day as well. And the winds are going to continue to increase as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight and into Friday. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca on the west side. We are dry, but a lot of clouds. Look at this 24-hour temperature change. So it's about 13 to 15 degrees warmer right now compared to this time last night. We're still actually a little bit below normal, but at least we're going in the right direction. 50 in Neosho, Miami, 49 in Chanute. Pittsburgh is checking in at 50, Carthage at 51. This is a beautiful shot. Look at this, 7th and range line. You don't get sunsets that look that great very often. 51, southerly winds at 15. Humidity is bone dry at 24%. All right, here come the winds, increasing all day long. We have south winds sustained 10 upwards to 20 miles per hour. Then you add in the gust, and we're getting wind gusts 25 upwards to 30. These are going to continue to crank upward as we go through the evening into the overnight hours tonight. Temps hold into the 40s. A lot of clouds, overnight low 43 degrees, kind of in and out of the clouds throughout the daytime hours for us today. A little bit of moisture starting to stream north. You can see this northern Texas, southern parts of Oklahoma. Most of this is going to stay to our south, but we can't rule out a random sprinkle or even a quick little shower as we go into Friday. Main storm system, very strong cold front, is building back toward the west. All right, let's go through time. We're going to stop at midnight. A lot of clouds. Lower 40s. By morning, we may even rise a little bit into the mid 40s. The wind's really cranking at this time tomorrow morning. Mostly cloudy skies through the morning. Could see a random sprinkle. Temps bounce into the mid 50s. And then we get into lower 60s by the time we head into the afternoon. 61 Nevada, 59 Neosho, Welch at 60, 65 in Chanute. Here's your day planner for you. 47 in the morning, 56 by noon, 58 by 5. South winds 20 to 30, sustained. And then, of course, the gust higher than that. Tomorrow night, here comes our front. A few showers along the front, blast through, colder air drops in for Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, partly sunny skies. Temperatures quite a bit cooler. Highs only right around 41 to 42. Clouds thicken again. Saturday night into Sunday morning, you can see a few little showers trying to pop up, mainly to our south. But look at the winds. Winds gusting near 40 by morning and then 40 to 50 miles per hour by the time we head into the afternoon. So this is pretty much a gone forever trash can kind of day. So make sure you weight it down or put it in the garage as we go into Friday afternoon. So we're going to make it an alert day because there is a wind advisory. High temp of 60, only 42 Saturday. Some showers Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then again next Thursday. And don't forget, you don't want to miss this. Winter forecast tonight at 9 and 10 p.m. We're going to look at the next 3 months of weather.
I will definitely be watching.
Well, you don't have a choice. You got to be here.
Yeah, but I would even if I didn't have a choice. Thanks, Doug. Hawaii's erupting Mauna Loa volcano might now be threatening a main road. The world's largest active volcano continues to blast lava hundreds of feet into the air on the state's Big Island and is showing no signs of stopping. The rare event caused thousands of spectators to jam-pack the DKI highway, which became an impromptu viewing point. quite a sight, you can imagine. But that's also creating a worrisome scenario for officials as the lava flow, although slow moving, is threatening to cross over that highway eventually. Coming up, what a new poll shows about the biggest holiday stressors. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Dale Owens joined the U.S. Army in 2003. Nor Missouri native was stationed in Iraq, and we salute Sergeant Dale Owens, a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Supreme Court today decided to keep the Biden administration's student loan forgiveness plan blocked for the time being. However, justices agreed to take up the case in late winter. That agreement means the court is likely to determine whether the widespread loan cancellations are legal by late June. That's about 2 months before the newly extended pause on loan repayments is set to expire. In a big speech in Washington, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the Fed might still raise interest rates higher, but the pace on those hikes could slow as soon as this month. Powell said there's some good news on inflation, predicting the price of housing and rent would decrease next year. But he also acknowledged the country has a long way to go in the fight to stop inflation, with a hot labor market and the price of services such as dining out and travel continuing to rise. The cost of filling up is going down. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of gas is $3.47. That's down 12 cents from last week, 29 cents in the past month. It's even lower in many places around here. It's also the first time the national average has been below $3.50 since February, when Russia started its invasion of Ukraine. Other factors are also responsible for this downward trend at the pumps, including fears of possible U.S. recession and Chinese COVID lockdowns. During the holiday season, a lot of people will run up the bills and run up the stress. A new poll from the American Psychiatric Association shows a lot of Americans are preparing to be stressed out this holiday season. Jared Hill has more.
The holidays are filled with cheer, but they also come with a lot of stress. A new poll from the American Psychiatric Association finds nearly a third of adults expect to feel stressed this holiday season. That's up from last year.
Stress can come with occasions that we really look forward to, as well as things that we're dreading. Having holidays that are going to come back in full swing that people are looking forward to is also leading them to be more stressed.
The top stressors: affording gifts and meals and finding and securing those gifts. It's something New York mom Jessica Lokatz knows all about.
Financially, it's a little tougher. Gifts are a lot more expensive.
There's some strategies Americans can use to reduce the financial burden by sharing the cost of the holidays. Have gifting groups, or have gifting pools, or have potluck meals.
APA President Dr. Rebecca Brendel adds being prepared is essential to reduce stress.
To look at which are the things that we feel obligated to do out of our relationships and our familial commitments, and which are the things that we're really, really looking forward to. The rest of them, they might be optional, and we could even say no.
COVID-19 is not as big a worry this holiday season. The poll shows that adults are less concerned about spreading or contracting the virus at holiday gatherings. Rachel Garcia is embracing the season.
That actually we get to get out and be around people and enjoy all the shopping and everything.
And while the poll shows many Americans are looking forward to seeing loved ones this year, Dr. Brendel says it's important to stay home if you're sick so you don't make the holidays more stressful for someone else. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The poll also shows parents are more likely to say they anticipate experiencing more stress this holiday season. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, the nation's report card shows the biggest drop ever recorded in the scores of math all across the country. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear from local mental health experts on Merriam-Webster's word of the year, gaslighting. Plus, more on how the Missouri Southern Accounting Club is partnering with KOAM to give local kids a Merry Christmas. And Missouri Southern basketball kicks off MIAA League play. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Final look at the weather, Douglas.
Yeah, it's going to be windy for us tonight and then into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. Temperatures are going to be warming up right around 60. We are going to make it an alert day because we do have a wind advisory for us tomorrow, plus humidity is going to be a little bit on the low side. So watch out for that. And then we cool down quite a bit, 42 Saturday, 47 on Sunday. Winter forecast tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. This could be an interesting winter.
And now that you no longer have your no-shave November beard, you're going to feel that wind chill a little bit more.
Feels good. Feels really good.
Looks good. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 6. Let's make it a great evening.